Hello, thank you and welcome to my end of semester statistics project on the effects of people's present living conditions on the highest level of education obtained in Botswana. My name is Eunice Atoboe, pursuing a degree in computer science at Ashesi University. So, this topic sparked my curiosity because I was interested in determining the motivation behind people's level of education. Like what inspires people to achieve secondary or basic education? Is it out of inquisitiveness or there is something that hinders people from obtaining secondary education in Botswana? I'm taking a step to inquire from other researchers. My first literature review explicated that parents play a profound role in people's education, and for that, the capacity of parents to participate in their children's education is frequently influenced by employment advantages and working conditions. For instance, working parents with lower incomes experiences different non-financial impediments to parental participation than working parents with higher incomes. And my second literature review also explained that people from low-income households usually struggle to meet their financial demands of tertiary institutions, hence cutting them short of their dreams of attaining higher education. However, tertiary education in the country is not well positioned to meet the demands of its populace. My third literature review also shows that parental assets are linked to children's educational assets later in life. It shows that high school graduations and college attendance are strongly linked to financial assets and property ownerships. So, the influence of financial assets on higher school education is moderated by children's educational expectations. The recent question that helped in the study is that do people's degree of comfort influences their level of education in Botswana? And the association tested was is the people's perception about their present living conditions associated with their level of education in the country? With the methods used in testing the association, I would be talking about three things here that I used in testing. That is the sample, the measures, and then the inferential test. With the sample, the study was performed using a secondary data from Afrobarometer's Botswana Round 7. It was across 34 countries with the date of collection being in the middle of 2019. Afrobarometer here is an organization that conducts public attitude surveys on social, political, and economic atmosphere in various countries. The data was obtained in Botswana with a random sample size of 45,823 respondents in Botswana. Targeting the active workforce, I subsetted the data from 45,833 to 980 people. With regards to the type of sampling, the data is nationally representative because it was obtained using a stratified multi-stage sampling, clustered and an area probability sample. Under the measures, I looked at people's perception about their present living conditions in general. And the question was, in general, how would you describe your own present living conditions? And the response categories were very bad, fairly bad, neither good nor bad, fairly good, very good, and don't know, which was further collapsed into bad, good, and neutral. With the highest education level required. The question was, what is your highest level of education? And with this, the response categories were no formal schooling, informal schooling, only some primary schooling, secondary schooling, stroke high school, post-secondary qualifications, and university completed. I did similar for education. I later subsetted, collapsed, and obtained the categories no formal, informal, basic, secondary, and tertiary education. Here with the inferential test, since both my explanatory and response variables were categorical, then I proceeded with the chi-square test for independence inferential test. Considering my associations, my null hypothesis is the people's perception about their present living conditions is not associated with their level of education in the country. They are independent. And then the alternative hypothesis is the people's perception about their present living conditions is associated with their level of education in the country. They are dependent. With the results obtained on a graph, it shows that there are people who still think that their living condition is bad. A majority of them falls in the secondary education level, while those who think their living condition is good are in the tertiary level. This has revealed that those who perceive their living condition to be good attain higher education as far as getting to the tertiary education, while those who perceive their living condition to be bad, majority of them fall in the secondary education. Since the p-value of approximately 0 is less than 0.05, doing a critical analysis of the association in the two-way table, which majority of the people in the formal sector and less in the formal education, it can therefore be concluded that the way respondents perceive their condition is influenced by their educational attainment. Hence, there is an association between respondents' perception about their living condition and their educational level. To sum up all, it is revealed that people can attain the highest education in Botswana based on their household income level. Individuals from low-income households usually struggle to meet the financial demands of tertiary institutions, hence cutting them short of their dreams of attaining higher education. It's now clear that education is one of the relevant factors that government should consider in plans of building national economics to improve the standard of living of the people in Botswana. However, governments should examine long-term solutions to improve the living standard of the people, which would go a long way towards supporting the highest level of education people desire to achieve in Botswana. This is my reference. Thank you.